Gentlemen, to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire Requiem, a Requiem for London. Tonight we set the scene outside the Melting Pot Club within the inner boroughs of London. Julian has made an arrangement with one of the less natural figures present at the club. A man whose skin was obsidian black, had odd yellow eyes, he had a very hostile mien, to the point where where upon informing another kindred, they were suspected of being a Strix. Whether that is true or not, Julian has decided to take the risk, take the jump with this figure, and discover what exactly it is that they want, so that they can get an in with this occult auction that they've been seeking out. The figure Julian is standing in a neighbouring alley to the club. Difficult to see at first, he blends in well with the darkness of the shadow, almost as naturally as a vampire does. But you do see him.
When Julian sees the figure, his hands in his pants pocket, or actually no, you make sure they're seen that way. There's no suspicion. He sees the man and says, "Good evening. So I assume you want to make this quick."
We've got a list of people for you.
And so Julian will nod, and in return,
You'll get the access that you want.
these lists.
Nice and clean.
He says, "These lists of people, are they to be captured or done something otherwise?"
You just want information.
May I see the list?
We'll hold it up in front of you, but he does not give it to you. The list has 3 simple names on it. The first is Jean-Arc Boyven. The second is Nanette Zaki. And the third is Dukas Armitage.
I recognize Armitage, right? Or am I thinking of a different person?
I mean, intelligence plus politics roll for these figures. Oh, and no one is speaking, I think.
Okay, this downtime. Since I got banked XP anyways, getting some politics, it keeps getting in my way too much. And I will officially be the only gang girl with politics. I will be the greatest. I don't recognize them. But I might have friends who do.
Yeah. So, the first thing you recognize about all three of these figures that they are is that they are kindred. All three of them. Dukas Armitage is a neonate of the Invictus. Don't know much about him past that point. He's not of particular repute. He's kept his head down, seemingly. The other is Nanette Zaki, and while she is known, she is elusive, difficult to find. And rumoured to be quite dangerous. It is said that she is responsible for a lot of strange and awful things happening to a lot of otherwise upstanding people.
Unfortunate accidents.
I'm sure. The other is Jean-Arc Bolvin, and he is a Carthian anciller of the Deva. He actually runs quite a large theatre hall down in Kensington. It is in fact quite famous. It's called the Royal Albert Hall. So, one of these figures you know how to find. The other two might be more difficult to track down. One because they're not super well known, and the other is because it appears that they... oh. They are a maquette. Maquette are difficult to find, even in the best of times.
Julian will just nod and will simply say, I'll get on that.
Good. There is no hard deadline for this information to be brought to us, so you can take your time, of course. The sooner you do your job, the sooner you'll get what you want, so it is up to you. Myself and my colleagues will be around here when you are done.
Okay. And I guess since he brings that up, do I feel like I'm being watched right now?
Wits plus composure check -3.
And it's the composure wits.
Mm-hmm. Is it blood potency?
Blood point's only 1, so my heightened sensors only give me 1 extra dice. That needs to go up 2 eventually.
Okay. Add your blood potency and add your acute sensors.
Alright. So then all together, just for math purposes, it's only -1. So that's 5, so that's 4 dice. One success.
You can smell something. Its odor. Not too far away. Somewhere just above you.
So Julian will audibly sniff at the air, then nod. Said, then, if that's the case, I'll begin on my hunt.
Good hunting.
And with that, Julian will begin leaving, and will bring out his phone and start tapping in some numbers for people to call.
Okay. Who do you call?
I'm going to call on Thistle.
Gonna call your sire. Okay, and the phone rings. And after about 5 seconds, the sire picks up.
I said, good evening, Thistle.
Mr. Goodman, how may I help you on this fine evening?
He's making sure to move away and try to hopefully not be listened to or followed. And says, there is some questions I wish to ask you tonight.
My time is limited, but I will do what I can for you.
Said, thank you, but I think this actually may be good importance for us. There's an entity at this place called the Melting Pot. It resembles that of the owls, but I don't think that's the case. Humans walk past it. They act around it like it's perfectly mundane. But I don't see it that way, and I don't have the sight. So something is amiss.
I see. If I recall, the melting pot is one of the One of the primary assets of the Khan, or so she calls herself.
I see. Well, I had a confrontation with them not too long ago, looking for potential artifacts in a particular black market I'm investigating. So, in return, though we have came to an agreement, in return of some information, they had given me access to this black market. They gave me a list of names, all kindred.
I suppose that makes sense. Khan does have pre-existing arrangements with us.
I'll let the go give you these names. If you feel that they're too sensitive for me to know, let me know. If not, I'll give him what he asked for so I can gain my access.
What is it that you would seek to acquire from this black market?
Through some context I have, it is near fact that there is supernatural objects of power being traded in this particular black market.
I may have to contact Baron Paquette, if that is the case.
It's fine. I'm not here to claim them in the sense of my own personal use. I just want to make sure that we have it instead of anybody else.
Oh no, you misunderstand. I mean in the sense that if the masquerade is at risk, I would need to contact Paquette so that she can ensure the masquerade remains as it is. It is quite fragile these nights. And I notice the police have taken a much greater interest in our activities.
Yes, ma'am.
Very well, what are these names?
Let's see. Arbitrage. Is it Zakia or Zaraki?
Actually, let me type the names in for you. I'll be in IC voice chat. I'll be in OC voice chat responses.
Okay. I'll make sure to copy them on my own personal notes.
There you go.
It's nice to see voice chat, right?
It's an OC voice chat, sorry.
Oh, see, sorry. Okay. Totally different. Okay, so yeah, he'll say, John Ark Bolvin, Nanette Zaki, Dukas Armitage. I believe one of them's with the Invictus. Another one's a Carthian. And I don't think I know what the other one is. Yes, I will work on increasing my awareness of our political matters. It's starting to get in the way now.
Jean Arc, I am aware, runs the Royal Abbot Hall. You should be able to find him there. If not, then you can likely find him at one of the many racks. As for Armitage, I am aware he is a relatively recent kindred to the domain. An up-and-comer, closely tied to a kindred known as Polymai. If you wish to find him, perhaps it would be wise to go through her. She is something of a local fixer. She should be able to help you. As for the Lady Zaki, well, I have only ever seen her in Elysiums. Although she is something of a sorceress and of very particular blood. I believe you have seen that blood before. It is shared by Hartwell and the lineage that he belongs to.
You're just infecting the city, eh?
I do not believe they are closely related. But from what I have heard, she is of the same bloodline. I do not know where to find her, though, although I believe she is to be a crone. She often references the Egyptian god Set. At court, she makes no secret of her pagan beliefs, although everything else about her she seems to go out of her way to conceal. Although I suppose that is simply part and parcel of her clan.
Now, did you say a Set referring to Isis or Set? The
Set. Sutek.
So. Okay, so that's I thought it was a Set referring to Isis. So no, okay. So
she has something of a reputation.
Well, if you worship Set, I'm assuming their reputation is violence.
I've never seen her fight.
Apparently people keep going missing, if I'm correlating the right character.
Those who attract her ire or attention tend to find themselves in very precarious situations. Or so it is said. I've never met nor known someone who has drawn her disdain. From my brief interactions with her at court, she seems amiable and rather isolationist.
Then I think I have a way to get to her without scaring her off. The other two is going to be a bit more play by ear.
I'm afraid I cannot help you more in locating her.
That shouldn't be a problem. I'm pretty good at getting people's attention.
Be cautious, you wouldn't want to be one of those individuals that attracts her attention. But perhaps there is a figure among the crone who can help you.
I do know a name. We met at, out of the, we don't have a specific name, but out of the clan meetings. She is a gangrel and a crone of high importance, and she's always willing to talk to people. I think that's a good way to get her attention.
Very well, then I will entrust the rest of this matter to you.
It will be done.
I look forward to hearing of your findings.
I look forward to giving them.
See what information you can garner on these figures you have met. I'm aware of their nature, but not about the specifics of their capabilities. Few are.
I'll keep that in mind. And with that, Julian will bid her a good evening, and he'll start just going to different racks and try to find Ark, I think. Or if not, go to the particular was a museum or theater?
The Royal Albert Hall.
Oh.
It is it's a concert hall.
Yeah, he'll check out the concert hall first before he start going to random racks.
Okay. So the concert hall is quite grand. It's a large circular. It's a large domed circular building. With two large archways on the sides that sort of break up each half of the circle. The hall is currently closed, but there appears to be a member of security inside the building.
Just the physical guard. I'm assuming there's cameras as well.
Yes, there are cameras. Should be noted the building's actually pretty it's very well built. It's very pretty to look at. It's a very Victorian looking building. You'd wager that was probably when it was built. I'll actually just give you an image of it in the in what you see.
Oh, it is a very big building, and it's pretty. So, and Ark is a dealer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then Julian's thinking, okay, maybe he just talked his way into being here past opening hours. Yes, there's some abandoned building in the slums. This is a well-established place, so it's like, well, this makes things a bit awkward. So. Julian's gonna try to look for openings, possibly unguarded doors, maybe a possible window he can get through. I doubt it. I'm assuming most of those are make sure they're meant to be sealed, but yeah, he's trying to case the place, look for an opening so he doesn't have to talk or knock somebody unconscious.
The building is quite secure. There aren't really any... There are gaps in security insofar as there are different parts of the building don't have members of security staff present, but they're not exactly easy to enter either. All the windows are shut and sealed, as you said. Entrances to the building are all locked. There are no obvious ways in, at least. You could attempt to climb the building and scale it. There might be a way in from the top. But,
there are lights and stuff like on here. That's like, I don't need to be on the 5 o'clock news again. So that may be on the table if need be. And there's other people I could try to go after. And it doesn't have to be today either.
Well, you could just knock on the door.
I could just knock on the door. But I'm bad at the talkie. But it may be as simple as just knocking on the door. So I'm just gonna send a text message to my I think it's called Mr. Alex. Yeah, I think it's called Mr. Alex. My underworld contacts, and just ask him if he knows any people that know how to get into this particular amphitheater, and he will just walk to the door.
I walk up to the door.
Yep, and he'll just knock.
The guards present at sort of the front will walk up to the door, and you'll hear the sort of muffled voice of oh, we're closed, sir. Sorry.
I'm like, oh, are you? Like, I said, well, shoot. I was looking for somebody, and they said they'd be here. I didn't know this place was closed.
Yes, the concert hall's currently undergoing interior redecorating.
Well, I'm looking for Mr. Bolvin. It's like I have a message for him. So if he's like a regular that comes through here, just let him know that that a good man is looking for him.
I'm slightly confused. I'll just say I can. One moment for you. One moment, sir. Sort of walk away from the door and sort of on his walkie-talkie, he'll just speak to somebody, but it's a bit difficult to hear. You do have enhanced hearing, of course, because you're a kindred.
And I have heightened senses. Even more cute.
He's trying to talk quite quietly under his breath. A few meters away from the door. But you hear him saying, hey Tom, we've got a man at the door asking for a guy called Bolvin, but I mean, never heard of a guy, and this seems quite suspicious. Do you want me to phone the police, or? Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he had a message, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. I haven't been told who are expecting any messages at all. Okay, I'll ask. I'll get off the walkie-talkie and walk up to the door. Could I have your name, please, sir? And do you have a message in writing and a package? What specifically?
Oh, I told you my name. My name is Goodman.
Goodman?
Is it? If he can see through like a screen thing, he just nods.
It's more like he sort of is like asking for confirmation. He's like sort of like he's more unsure. It's less that he's like trying to see through a lie or anything.
No. Julian was like, yes, no. My name is Goodman.
Okay. And what was the message?
The message is that a person wants to have a meeting with him, and I just want to make sure that it was good. That the guy didn't give me his phone number, the ass, but he did tell me to look for him.
Okay. Alright, well, one moment. He'll walk back and, you can hear him speaking with his, you would imagine, given the way he's talking, you imagine this is supervisor, you can't hear the responses over the phone very clearly. You can sort of hear them, catch every other word or so. But, it's more difficult to hear that. Yeah, his name is Goodman. Saying he was told to look for him. Okay, all right. All right, I'll Okay. He'll walk back up and he'll say, we'll see if we can get in contact with him for you, although it may take a day or so. You may need to come back tomorrow or in a few days. If you wish, we can take your number.
He goes like, I am replacing my phone right now. I said, when I do, I'll make sure to give it to you guys. I typically frequent the Hammerhead, so if he wants to possibly come over there that time, or I can come back in tomorrow. You know, he's trying to be just conversational about this, saying that if he wants to see him or would replace the Hammerhead at these specific times. If not, he'll be back here tomorrow, the next day.
Oh,
he won't give him a phone number.
No offense, sir, but we don't know what the Hammerhead is.
Oh no, he'll get the address.
None of us will be going now. It's
No. Then I'll be here tomorrow. So it's fine. I said, okay. I said the guy is in no rush. We just want to make sure that we can get to him.
Yeah, if you want to just approach the entrance at the same time tomorrow, assuming we're able to get in contact with him. He's
busy man, I assume.
Well, I just learned his name tonight, so.
I know this is an awkward mess, but it's just what I'm asked to do.
Yes, it's sort of walking up and down a ladder here, but it's. Yes, I'm sure if you've got a meeting with Fiona, he'd be happy to take it. Give you a word. But that's all I can help you with, I'm afraid.
Not a problem.
Right, well, I wish you a good evening, Mr. Goodman.
Thank you, kind sir. So, cheers, and he'll walk off and see if his contact messaged him back. And he'll message his contact not to worry about it. And now the more difficult part. I think I would like to, which she did make the information public, that one particular fixer of a gangrel in the Crone. Or not say a fixer, I guess a troubleshooter, really.
An Invictus, called Polymai, is connected to Armitage.
Okay. Then, yeah, that particular person, I'll start going there and see if I can get her attention.
You know, you've heard of Polymai. She tends to put herself out there. She can often be found at one of several racks in Soho. touts herself as a PI of sorts. And a fixer. Sets people up with what they need. Troubleshooter, basically. So, you can spend an hour or two perusing the racks.
Yeah, so he'll just wander around a bit. He's not hungry. He's full up on blood. He'll just be conversational with people.
Eventually, you'll find her at a local club. One second as I just get the what you see for you. She's quite modestly dressed. You can see she's taken off a blue scarf. She wears a pink blouse and a long dark blue skirt. Looks relatively well to do. I'll just put her image in what you see. Her hair is tied back into a rather elaborate looking bun at the end. Her skin is quite pale. Her face is she looks quite small in general, actually. And she has stark dark blue eyes.
Oh, this is a club and everything. Yeah, make sure to turn on my blush of life. I got the blood spin. Might as well keep up appearances.
You can sense from your beast, from your predatory senses, that her heart is beating. She is breathing. She has the blush of life on. But her skin is quite pale even with it active. But yeah, you can walk up to her.
Walk up to her and say, "Good evening, ma'am."
She notices you immediately. Oh, evening. I was just taking a break.
Not a problem. We all deserve this.
Name's Polly. How can I help you?
Well, I'm actually looking for somebody, Polly.
Oh, well, I am quite good at finding people. Please, take a seat.
He does.
Music is,
Julian.
quite soft.
Julian sits down. He just kind of looks around, just take it in place.
You're, Julian Goodman, right?
I go by, Ferris now. But yeah, that's the name I used to go by.
Varus?
No, Ferris, like
Oh.
the element.
Ah, right, yeah. Apologies, I hadn't heard. Or it hasn't really
It's
caught on, I guess.
no, it hasn't caught on. And so we're of similar creed, so you knowing my old name is not a problem.
Oh, maybe I can help you with that. Help it catch on.
So maybe, but for now, I just need to be there for the business paperwork. So I said, Polly, I'm looking for a Zaki.
Ooh. She steeples her fingers, and when she rests her elbows on the table, her head, she rests her head on her thumbs. It seems to have a reaction to that particular name. That's quite the individual you're looking for.
That's what I've been told.
If I may ask why you're looking for him.
Somebody wishes to know about Azaki, maybe talk to him. So right now I'm in more of a position that they should talk to them and to be a arbiter in that particular conversation.
Okay, doesn't tell me a whole lot.
Well, they didn't really ask for specifics, to be honest.
That's fair. It's a difficult balancing act in this industry of knowing what to ask when and what not to ask. No, that is difficult to find. I'll be blunt with you. When she wants to have a word with somebody, she'll often invite them personally.
I'll let them make sure she knows that I'm available.
I can put you in touch with her. Send a message down the wire that you want to have a word with her.
Good. So I'm in no exact rush, so she doesn't have to expedite this.
Wouldn't ask much for it in return. Just a trivial boon.
It's not much of a problem. No, it could be worth more in this particular conversation, so if things need to be renegotiated, I'm available.
Should something occur that would alter the parameters of our deal, I'll let you know. But I think this should be relatively simple. Zaki's difficult to find, but I have means of getting in touch with her, even if it means I don't get to see her personally.
Whatever needs to be done.
Is there anyone else I can help you with?
Since you're offering. He thinks for a moment and goes, Dukas Armitage.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I can put you in touch with him as well. In fact, I could arrange a meeting personally if you'd like.
Okay. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm basically under the same credence with Zaki. Person just wishes to talk to them, and I'm more than willing to put myself on the line, make sure that they don't do anything stupid.
Well, don't think we have to worry about anything like that. At least I'd hope not.
Likewise.
We'll just say, given that, well, I'm now doing you another service, why don't we just say we put these two boons together and just call it a minor, for simplicity's sake.
Not a problem.
I'm sure Armitage will be delighted to speak with you. I know him well.
I know he'll be delighted to speak with me, but I hope we have a good time.
He prefers the diplomatic approach. What can I say?
Then it'll make this a lot easier on everybody then.
Okay. So, Mr. Ferris, would you mind if we exchange details? I'll need them if I want to set up this meeting, so...
Yeah, you'll give her his phone number.
As you trade numbers with each other, she asks you if there's any work you specialize in.
Oh. I'm basically just I'm a smart, blunt instrument for the for the Ordo. So but typically I go for find things for people, make things, deliver packages typically. Other than that, I'm in the medical field.
Diverse set of skills.
Depends on who you talk to.
Well, I can appreciate them. And I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm very good at finding people who can appreciate each other.
I've been hearing things about that. I'll keep you in mind.
If something comes up that I feel would suit your services, I'll let you know.
Please do.
Maybe you'll get a boon or two out of it.
Maybe, he says with a smile on his face.
If I may ask, why the name Ferris?
He gets a little sad now when she brings that up. It's for me to remember somebody by.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry as well. Unfortunately, it happens.
That is life, unfortunately. Well,
Existence. We want to be a bit more accurate.
Yeah. Indeed. Well,
But this should hopefully be a happy occasion. No reason to dwell on negative things.
oh, of course. My apologies for bringing it up at all.
It's okay.
Well, I'm glad we had the opportunity to meet Mr. Ferris.
Likewise.
I'll call you when I have when I have that meeting with Mr. Armitage set up for you.
I'll be ready.
Of course. As for Nanette, she'll likely send a message of her own.
Again, I'll be ready.
Not my toolbox. Oh, I will be seeing you later then, Mr. Ferris. Pleasure. And she'll jollily go to shake your hand.
We'll shake her hand back firmly. It says, it was. Thank you.
Thank you. And she will rejoin the rest of the activities at the club. She will head to the main bar, presumably to find a meal.
And with that, basically he has everything set up. It's just a matter of time. So Julian will head back to his haven for the night, do some research, interact more with the entity bound into the worm's nest.
The spirit has been withering over time.
It's probably hungry. I may actually have to start feeding the thing.
It has been able to sustain itself for quite a long period of time. You imagine, well, through your research, ambient energies or instances that suit its needs have occurred or in the general vicinity around it. But you have also noticed that over the past couple of years or so, those sources have dried up. And as such, the worm's nest is at some degree of risk.
Well, I do remember this entity eating animals, so it'll start luring more animals into this place.
Perhaps. A more medium-term project.
But I also don't want to get this thing too satisfied. It was a bitch to deal with the first time. I'm not going to deal with it a second time.
You also have a text message from your sister.
He's kind of surprised seeing it.
It simply says, need to speak with you soon, urgent business.
In fact, Julian will, I'll just say, if you have time, Chris, it's like, I can do that right now.
You can meet with her now if you like.
No, yeah, he'll say no. We said we can talk right now. We can talk right now.
She's at Goodman's offices in a skyscraper within the city of London.
All right, then he'll get an Uber and start going on his way.
Making your way over to the city of London, it's almost like being in a different city entirely. Almost every building looms over you. It's like being in a tiny New York in a way. It doesn't take you long to reach the large glass structure that your former business still operates within. Making your way up many floors to find your sister. On her you sense the predatory aura of the mark of the beast. Still quite odd seeing that on her, seeing a beast, seeing her as more of a threat than before.
Yeah. Oddly closer, yet more distant.
You know that she outright refused the embrace. A pretty powerful act of will, considering that she was bound. Until she had bore a child. In many ways following the strange requests. Requiring having a number of strange requests for her sire, similar to how her father once had strange requests of his daughter. But she sees you. She's well dressed. Similarly to Thistle, she wears simple office wear in the workplace.
And the sister? So, how are you doing? And his eyes look around for a bit. He goes, how's the niece doing?
Brother of my blood and of my family, I guess. I wanted to talk to you. Privately.
Is there any other time we don't? A small smile on his face.
I remember when we did used to meet in front of a board of peers. Or so they called themselves.
So, let's leave the bean counters alone. So, this is obviously important. What is it?
She sort of pauses as if she's trying to figure out how to word her statement. I need your help on a project. Off the books.
He raises an eyebrow to that. Like, okay. I was like, if you've been indicted into the Ordo, that's kind of what we do. So, but this has to be something greater than that.
It's not related to the Order, it's personal. For us, at least.
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware of Cheiron Group by now, and how our business has slipped from its perch.
Yes, but through, my reestablishment into the industry through my cat's paw, I thought we gained better footing.
Maintained what we had would be a better way of putting it. I've been looking into Cheiron. I've been finding some interesting things. And not finding some very interesting things.
You know I'm not the greatest spy.
No, but you are a heavy hitter.
Surprised you want to do something so direct.
It's less that and more. I've been looking into Cheiron, and they have something called a field research division, which apparently includes shipping a lot of firearms to each other. I want to know why. They've been a thorn in our side for several years now. And I don't know why a pharmaceutical company would have need of such specific equipment. You don't cure a disease by shooting it in the head. But
At least not without killing the person.
I've learned that they've been having weapons shipped to certain holdings of theirs. I don't know why. And I don't know if it's just a trafficking operation, or if it's something more, or if it's a vampire.
If you have proof of these things happening, why not just make it public and let the government deal with it?
Well, I need evidence of that. I've gotten my info through hearsay. People in the know. People who wouldn't be inclined to give me evidence unless it get traced back to them and they go missing. Or just... or, well, kicked out of the industry, whatever. But, whatever one. My point being is that I need something. I would like it exposed. If for no other reason than it takes their focus off their current business with the rest of London. and the local medical industry here, because I can tell you it's been an uphill battle. I've pulled out almost every stop I've had just to keep us afloat. And they just keep coming at us with more money.
If that's the case, then you're right. A scandal is more useful than people going missing.
They make a lot of their money here off of public contracts. A blow to their reputation in this manner would hurt them. Would cause the city to perhaps look elsewhere, towards us. That's what I'm focused on. I don't really care why they have these guns. It would be nice to know who they're selling to. More ammunition, right?
See what you did there, but yes.
Let it be known I am not without a sense of humor.
Okay. There shouldn't be too much of an issue then if I don't have to be too subtle.
You know, part of me I hope... Oh.
No, he's just gotta say, and I also have contacts with underworld dealings. I might be able to get more information out of them, but I don't want to strain them too much.
She seems a bit iffy when you mention them.
So you want to keep it absolutely private then?
I'd like for this to be between us. Again, if a kindred is involved, then the more people that know, the more problems you're going to have. And I'm going to have.
Then I'll keep it between us then.
Personally, I almost hope you don't find anything. It's just so strange to me why they would have weapons at all. It's been small batches, I know that much. It's not been... They're not shipping in an armory. My... Normally I'd just say this is for security purposes, but they're not bringing it to their... they're not investing it into their security department.
The big thing is, I don't think no medical facility that is militarized should have AK-47s.
And this is all going to FRD. And I don't even know why they'd have an FRD.
Okay, suspicious. I'll get on it.
One last thing. I know I asked you for this, but don't compromise yourself doing it.
Where's the fun with that? I've been risking my life to this point when I keep doing it.
I'd rather not see you coming back as dust. And besides, if you get caught, well, what you get may not mean anything.
True.
So I know it's not exactly your forte, but you're the only person I can trust on this.
That's just too duplicitous right now. Like, I wouldn't blame you, she is, but just putting that out there.
Our sire's got her hands full trying to put out the fire that is the sect right now.
That is true. She was busy when I called her earlier today.
The domain still holds us responsible for what happened 10 years ago.
Well, I would think it's obvious we just assisted. It's not her fault.
It's not, but, well, we're easy scapegoats, right?
Fine.
Win
Bad
support.
enough.
It's politics. It's...
No,
Given
it's
that I
annoying.
wasn't even involved and did not even know of anything that occurred, I'm not exactly in disagreement with you.
I don't understand through all what the Carthians and Invictus did. The Invictus at this point still won. They're still in power, and the Carthians are licking their wounds. I just find it just inconvenient as hell that we have to fall with them.
Well, I guess to look at it from an given that I'm an outsider to all of this, from what I hear, the current leader of the Carthians is an old friend of the current king. Right? The current king took exception to what was happening with us and whatever other party of Invictus we were working with at the time. So make it simply come down to what his stances are. At the end of the day, it's, well, it's a monarchy. What the king says is law.
Yes, because that's really the system the Empire is going to be under.
I'm not a fan of it,
Likewise.
but
It's day one. They make the rules.
and I'm more concerned with Cheiron Group than I am with the Invictus.
No. Since you brought this up, I was like, I'm definitely in a similar boat now. Victus, for the most part, have just been annoying. They didn't fuck with our money.
No. They seem to be content to leave us with that at least.
Oh joy. 'Cause that's so hard to obtain.
Well, if my little spat with Cheiron is proving anything, it's that sometimes it does matter.
Yeah.
I'll keep you up to date on anything else I hear. And if you come back with something I can use, who knows? Maybe your own little subsidiary will get will get a booster shot.
I'm just glad to be back in business. As long as my people are taken care of, it's relatively fine at this point.
I'll leave you to it, man.
Alright.
Good to see you again, Julian.
Good to see you too, sister. He'll actually walk over her chair to hug her.
She'll hug you. It's a bit stiff.
So, well, tell the niece that I said hi. As he leaves the room.
I'll let her know. And I think with that, we can end our scene there. Thank you, players for playing. Thank you, watchers watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye bye.